Who want one last trip to the long trail?
This EWC could quite possibly be the biggest tournament ever for Tekken 8, the most hyped tournament ever for Tekken 8. When you take a look at Twitch, literally everyone is watching it. Even Street Fighter players are getting in on the action. I've never seen Justin Wong hanging out in the Tekken 8 category, but he is streaming. Everyone is. People want to see what will happen. Will Ulsan win for a third time? Will Arslan, who's been dominant throughout the whole entire year, the whole entire lifespan of the game and the previous one, will he finally secure one? Will you have someone new show up? Will you have NA's GOAT right now, NinjaKilla, do work? There's a lot of questions, but there can only be one answer. There can only be one winner. First, addressing the problems that happened during the LCQ format. The commentary is way better. The production is way higher. The UI display information is still laughably kind of wrong. Like they had Arslan with a different name, a different controller, and a different character. That went viral across social media. The long downtimes between each match is kind of fixed. I mean, they do take breaks here and there to switch out commentators and stuff like that, but it's kind of normal tournament behavior. But when you take a look at the past, for 2024, EWC, the top 8, you had 3 Koreans, 3 Pakistanis, 1 Australian, 1 Japanese player, and that Ulsan won. In the EWC 2025 top 8, there was 6 Koreans, 2 Japanese players, and no Pakistanis. That year, people were memeing on the Pakistani players, saying that they choked and they collapsed under the pressure. Will that happen this time around was the big question. Overall, though, in 2026, there was 12 Koreans, 9 Pakistanis, 4 Japanese players, and there was only 1 European and 1 NA player. That is Sin, and then that is NinjaKilla. The amount of money that they're giving out at this tournament hasn't changed. $250,000 for first place, and you automatically qualify for the TWT Finals 2026. Second place walks away with $130,000, and third place walks away with $70,000. Everybody else still gets paid, but that's the big money. In Pakistan, that money is massive. I did a little bit of a conversion to see how much money that would actually be, but if you're a Pakistani player and you win 250,000 USD, that's enough to buy multiple houses. That's enough to buy property, land. That's enough to be like a rich person. So you can see why the stakes are so high and why people are fighting so hard. The money there is incredible. Before we move on, let me tell you about today's sponsor, 1v1me. It's a major supporter of NA Tekken with a massive roster of players such as NinjaKilla, Joe Crush, Trizzy the Rapper, Shinblade, Landa D, and many, many more. If you're watching this video, chances are you watch Tekken Tournament. So here's an opportunity to make money daily using the 1v1me app. You can also stake on live in-game events like next round winner, next touchdown, or quarter winner.
Now look at that. That's another combo right here. This could be the match.
That's not good.
Hold on, drops the combo. That's a bad drop, though. Come on, K-Dash. Lock in for the stakers.
1v1me paid over $250 million for games like Tekken, Street Fighter, Madden, and Call of Duty, giving you multiple games to make money from. Stake on who you think will win. Keep track of the players' performances with the leaderboards and profiles. Click the link in the description and sign up using code Moonsault to get a up to $25 back risk-free offer. And if the rumors are true about the contract being canceled for Tekken 8 because of its poor reception, people are taking a look at Tekken 8 not participating in the ENC as evidence of that. This could quite possibly be the last, but we'll hear more information about whether or not Tekken 8 is participating in the next EWC. We'll talk about that later, way later. For now, let's talk about day one. You got to start off with Ulsan, who won the previous 2 EWCs, back-to-back 2-time champion, and he did it with Dragunov both times. This time around, he's still playing Dragunov, so that's good to see. The first game on, Ulsan was teabagging his opponent, Zubair, but even with that being the case, he was outclassed. Zubair is the LCQ winner. He is unpredictable. Spaghetti Rip even said that he never heard of the guy in Tekken 7, so this is just a player who came out of nowhere. He dominated Ulsan in a Dragunov mirror match, and that performance carried out through the tournament up until this moment. As for some of the other players like Akari and Keisuke, they will be tested at this EWC. Their Kazuya's was very dominant at the start of Season 3, and it changed the conversation about those characters. Even recently, Nee said that Kazuya is in his personal top 5. So with people putting attention on the character Kazuya, they are learning the matchup more, they're getting more experience, and we'll see whether or not those two got lucky or whether or not it's actual real skill that carried them to their victories at the beginning of Season 3. Keisuke was able to prove himself early on though. by putting Ni into losers. Even though he was still doing a Keisuke special dropping combos, he still won. Keisuke also bodied Zubair with ease, and up until that point, Zubair was untouchable. Later on in the tournament, Ulsan circles around and then he eliminates Ni 3-0. When doing so, you can even see him starting to tear up. Ulsan also goes on to win against Tekken Master, and this allowed him to qualify for day 2. Qualifying for day 2 is very important because you win more money and you have better positioning. When you move over to the other guy, the big dog, the Atif, in 2024, Atif came in 2nd place. A lot of people root for Atif because he is a very strong player, he plays almost every character, and he brings that killer attitude. Atif and Najan and some of the other Pakistani players, they kind of like lurk in the shadows of Arsenal. He's always the one who wins, he's always the one who leads the charge. So a lot of those guys want to get their own victory. Arsenal Nash said on Twitter once, like, even though we're all friends and we all came from the same place, when we go to these tournaments, we're enemies. We really go at it. And I'd love to see that competitive hunger. It's kind of lacking in other regions. Regardless though, Atif, Usama, and also Mogold went to the final game against Yagami. They all lost except for Usama. He was able to barely win against Yagami and put him in the losers. For those of you who don't know, Yagami is a very, very good player. I believe in season 2, he was the only one to get GOD 6. You guys quote me on that. I think I always misquote it. But he currently in this tournament is the lone Australian. People wonder how this guy could get so good in a country that seemingly doesn't have anyone on his level, because we know that top tier talent can't be formed in a vacuum, which is why people theorize and speculate how NinjaKilla was able to do it, how Yagami was able to do it. It's an anomaly. Maybe they're just genetically different, and that's what's giving them the ability to play so crazy. Now, on the topic of NinjaKilla, he is the lone American at this tournament. In the previous year, it was King Ray Jr., but now he's holding the title, holding the mantle. And he played insane against Farzeen. That set was crazy. He shocked everyone by starting off the match with Fakram. He made Farzeen switch off of Victor. Everyone was a little bit worried when we saw the Lydia pick.
But it looks complex, but it's not. Nakatsu is just jamming on that one particular button. I guess you could say it's comparative to Eddie's LK combination that he does. So it's where you just simply transition through the tech.
Then NinjaKilla switched to Law and made Farzeen switch back to Victor. That set was so close, and NinjaKilla was able to win it at least 3 times. There was 2 times where he did Law's wall splatting move and he didn't finish the string. There was 2. It would have won the set. He would have won off of it. And then there was a 3rd time where he was doing a combo at the wall and he sidestepped, tried to do the string, and it dropped. Farzeen tech rolled off the ground, launched, and it was GG's. I don't know if he could have did a different combo with heat. I don't know if he sidestepped the wrong direction. I don't know if he got robbed, but that was a gut punch for all of NA. That match was so intense. You could definitely tell that Farzeen was struggling throughout the whole thing, and by the end of it, he had so much more respect for NinjaKilla. They hugged, they shook hands. It was a great, beautiful moment. Sadly though, after that, NinjaKilla popped back up on stage and Al 3-0'd him. Blowout. For those of you who don't know who Al is, Al and players like Kudan, Snoby, CBM, they are legacy players. They are old school players who dominate Korea, dominate Japan. You may have heard their names a lot in Tekken 7. Al's a monster. When you see some of these guys show up to the tournament, bro, anything can happen. And in Nobi's case, anything definitely happened. He made a crazy comeback against AK with Dragunov and picked Lars against Numan and easily steamrolled him. I love the mini arcs between Korea and Pakistan because everyone wants to see a part 2 of that. And in these small instances, we get glimpses of Japan and Korea and Pakistan, what they're able to do. Like, for example, when Al went up against M. Zubair. Like I said previously, Zubair was playing outrageous the whole entire time, and it did not stop. Al, who smoked NinjaKilla, got smoked by Zubair. 3-0, blowout. People were really highlighting this guy because he dominated the LCQ, and he's currently dominating now. And people are wondering if he could take the whole entire thing. It's always these guys who show up unexpected. They're really good, and no one really has time to like lab them, download them, see what their patterns are. You had guys reading through books on stage, and those notes are on matchups, those notes are on players' habits, those notes are on a lot of different things. But when you have a guy like Zubair show up, you probably won't be able to take that much information in. Day one of the tournament was absolutely insane, but it's not over yet. We'll see people like Arslan, Lohai, Sin, Rafe play in day two.